Okay, so I did the December shell challenge from LilSimsie. The description was turn this weird shell into anything you want. It can be a house, a bar, a park, anything. The rules are simple. Do not touch my walls. Turn this box into something cool, but don't change any of the existing walls. You can add foundations, roofs, windows, paint, floor plans, etc., but you must not touch my walls. Literally anything else is fine. Just leave my walls alone. Post it with December Simsie shell when you're done. So this is the shell, and it's kind of boxy and awkward. And she said that you could build outside the walls and add to it. You just had to leave these walls alone. I ended up not having to build outside of it. Well, I did. I'm lying here. I did build a couple of little things outside of it, but no actual livable space or a lot. I don't know. I guess no extra rooms, I guess is what I wanted to say. I think I add a little balcony up top and the stairs. Oh my goodness. The stairs are take forever. For me, I had such a hard time with getting the stairs exactly how I wanted them. But anyways, I decided to make this club. It was kind of based upon one that I've been to before. I wouldn't actually consider myself a clubber per se, but some family came in from out of town and they wanted to go to the club, and we hadn't seen them in a long time, so we decided to go ahead and go. And it was a nice time, but the club anyways, you have to go up the stairs to get into it, and then you come in main floor where the bouncer and whatever is, and they check you in, check your ID and all that, and then you can't really see much of the club from there, which I thought was kind of cool because then you go down the stairs and it opens up into this quite big club that you couldn't see how big it was from the top. So it was really kind of cool, and that's kind of what I was going for here. Again, I don't know if all clubs are like that. I really don't know. Maybe they all have that closed off more entrance. I haven't been to a lot of clubs. I think this is the first one I've been to since I was young enough to where I don't even really remember it. And that was only one or two, and mostly bars. I will say I was more of a bar girl than a club girl. But anyways, so here's these stairs I was talking about. I spent so much time on it. I ended up having to edit some of it out just because it was just terrible. I spent so much time on it. I almost feel bad because I did this live in a Twitch stream, and yeah, I spent way too much time on these stairs. I should have just quit while I was ahead. But no, I'm glad I didn't quit because it ended up finally how, not exactly how I wanted it, just because the constraints of building within The Sims, but pretty close. But anyways, LilSimsie actually did this herself, built this shell and stuff on a Twitch that I watched, and she made a house out of it. And then if you use that hashtag, the LilSimsie December shell challenge, or the LilSimsie December shell, or whatever the hashtag was, it's in the beginning. I'll post it down below too, being that I cannot for the life of me think of it right now. But if you search for that in the gallery, you'll find a whole bunch of things, and like I said, it's on Twitter and stuff like that too. And some of these builders just made amazing things with this, and you wouldn't think so looking at that shell, but it was really kind of cool. And yeah, you should definitely check that out. But I think that anyways, I was happy with how this finally turned out though. Again, there's a couple things I wish I could change, but you just can't because it's The Sims. But it will be in my Let's Play if I ever get my Let's Play started, which I'm hoping so, but I feel like I made it sound like it was some big secret, and it's really not, in the last video that I did. And it's really not. I'm really not quite sure what to do with it. I'm a huge fan of LilSimsie. If you haven't watched her, which I really highly doubt that if you're a part of the Sims community, that you haven't seen her. Oh, here I am putting a guy in there because I wanted to see if my stairs even worked, and of course they didn't. But anyways, LilSimsie is she just seems like such an amazing person to me. She was actually, I guess you could say, like the first YouTuber I really watched of The Sims, like that I could actually watch like her full videos and just skip through to like see certain things or whatever. I just loved her YouTube, and she actually was the first person to get me to really like watch Twitch and start asking like more about Twitch from my son. He is my go-to tech guy. Him and my husband. My husband's very good with like the technical aspects, but my son is a little bit better with like the new age stuff. Like, I guess I'm making myself sound terribly old, and I'm not. I just was out of the loop for a while. How's that? So anything like social media type stuff, I really, usually go to him or my daughters for, but when it comes to gaming, that's my son. So anyways, a huge fan of LilSimsie. She introduced me to Twitch because she's really one of the first people I ever watched. I have watched a couple of other people now on Twitch as they're doing their live streams, but I typically try to get on LilSimsie's if I see that she's streaming live. So anyways, switching back to gears, my Let's Play that I plan on doing is kind of loosely based on another LilSimsie thing, and I don't know if it's just her challenge, but one of the rehab challenges. I really like the rehab build challenges. I think that they're fun and cool and whatever. And I think I'm going to do that, but not in a building aspect purely, I guess you could say. I think what I want to do with it is actually make like a runaway teen challenge kind of go in with the rehab challenge. I want to do someone as a teen just because partly I think that starting as a teen you get a little bit more time, although I probably will not be restricting myself to the actual age limits and time of The Sims actual game. I feel like The Sims really should have added like a preteen in. I know that that might sound annoying, but to me, I personally think that there should be a preteen in, because when I'm gonna do my teen challenge, the runaway teen challenge, I really don't want to do it as like they can't talk to anybody but to other teens and children and stuff like that, because that may be realistic if it was like a 13-year-old teenager. But I'm going to look at this teen as being more like, 16, 17. Technically at that age, they can get a job. They can talk to people. They can, we don't have to play that game. So I guess as far as, the actual teen challenge, runaway teen challenge, it will be a mix of that, but it won't actually be the full-on runaway teen challenge, because I'm not going to play with, they can't talk to certain people, or I get what that challenge is going for, but again, for me personally, I just think, here we're adding in the stairs, and originally I'd planned on underneath in that back section there, that was going to be the bathrooms, but I couldn't make the stairs, I'm telling you, I couldn't make them work exactly how I wanted to, with leaving enough room for people to come in and what I wanted for the entrance, and for there to be enough room on the downstairs for everything I wanted, like the dance floor and the bar and all that, and have the bathrooms take up that whole back section there. So I end up having to change that. You'll see I change around exactly what happens with my stairs. This is me because I completely suck trying to make sure that I can at least build a ceiling. So yeah, the ceilings were not wanting to work for me. But anyway, so I think in my Let's Play, that's kind of what I was going to do, is kind of a runaway teen, older teen. I guess you could call it a runaway older teen. And maybe it's not even a runaway teen. Maybe she lost her family. Maybe she's, her family kicked her out. I don't really know. I'll think of a good backstory, because I feel like every single one of them needs to have a really good backstory. So we will figure that part out. They may even have family in the town that, they're on the outs with. Maybe mom or dad is a terrible person. Would not be an unlikely story. So we'll figure that part out. But anyways, they're going to start as a teen. They're going to start off with, very little. I'm not sure if I'm going to send them to school or not, because I do feel like a lot of teens, if they end up on their own at 16 or 17, most of them do not go to high school. So we'll decide on the high school thing. I might have to use some mods for that. Although nowadays with the online schooling, that could be a possibility. Again, these are like, I haven't decided completely on the rules, so that's why I figured I'd just kind of talk it out and see if it sounded good with you. Just talking it out aloud might make, things jog in my mind. But she's, again, I don't know if she's going to be left this house, if it's going to be like, people have passed away, or maybe a family member left her something and to help her, or if she's just going to come across it and we're just going to allow you to get it for free. But I kind of figured that I would move them into one of these houses that are on the gallery at the rehab house. Sorry about that. Dogs always are going crazy. I don't think I'm ever going to get through one of these without the dogs at least having one thing to say. The garbage men are here picking up the garbage, so my bigger dog is just letting me know she is part German Shepherd, so she definitely has a lot of that, like, I don't want to call it watchdog, but she's definitely aware of what's going on. But anyways, so with this challenge, I love watching like those rehab challenges, or fix my fixer-upper challenges, however you want to say it. And again, I'm not sure if LilSimsie is the only one that does those, but she's the one I've seen. But I kind of want to do it in game. I was thinking, make her make money with either odd jobs. Maybe I'll let her get a part-time job or something, and she's going to have to figure out how to sleep and eat in this house until she can fix it up, whether or not she gets it from a relative or I just free real estate it and we call it that she found it, which I know isn't very realistic, but it's The Sims, so we can pretend like if she found it and moved in, like squatters' rights, all right? So I don't know exactly how we're gonna do that, but that's what I'm kind of figuring, is that I want to do something with like the Fixer Upper and Runaway Teen Challenge. I was thinking that I may also like cheat her a little bit of money for a treadmill. And every time that I do things that I would consider probably manual labor, like pulling weeds or certain things like that, that we will make her be on the treadmill until she's completely exhausted. So if she doesn't have time to go on the treadmill and to a point where she's exhausted, then we won't make things that need to be fixed up. That to give it a little bit of more realism, she will be doing all the repairs herself. Again, how she would get these skills, well, I don't know. She's magic. It's The Sims. I don't know. But I do feel like, people can actually do a lot more than they realize. For example, personal experience, I got a new dryer that had one hookup, and I had another hookup as far as the electrical outlet, and I had to go and buy a replacement cord and plug for it. And I went on YouTube and figured out how to put the replacement plug on it, and I did it myself. So I think, I mean, that is definitely not like fixing walls and stuff by any means, but I just feel like there is a lot that you could probably learn on your own, and what she can't, she will learn with Sim Magic because again, it's The Sims, so we can do stuff like that in The Sims. So that's kind of the Let's Play I had in mind, is she will obviously start off very, very broke and just go from there as far as trying to rehab this house that she is going to get somehow gifted, or just maybe it's just a place she finds and thinks, hey, I can hang my head here tonight, and then she just kind of squats and takes it over. And, you know, the Sim Commission will just be like, she's fixing it up. You know what? Let's leave her alone. Let's just give it to her. She'll pay the bills there, and that's just all there is to it. And that's where in my last video I was talking about the fact that I don't really play with eco lifestyle a lot. It really wasn't my thing, but I do love their off the grid. So I figure we might start her with an off the grid type thing where she's not going to obviously have any electric. She's not going to have any running water. She's going to have to figure all that out for herself while trying to work and make a life for herself. So we'll see, you know, as far as that goes, if I can really do some concrete rules. Maybe I'll try to sit down later today and really try to think up rules. I don't do well with rules. That's the whole reason why I've never posted any legacy challenges before. I have a legacy challenge that I do on my own that maybe I'll pop on at some point, maybe on a live stream, or even post some stuff about it on here. I'm not good with rules, so I use cheats. She started off very poor. Again, I have fun with that, but in her case, she actually got rich very quickly, and part of that is that she became famous as an actress, and she also did the whole marry for money thing, which I thought was a cute little addition that The Sims put in. If you haven't gotten that prompt yet, I'll be surprised, but I kind of thought that was fun. So we married for money, and but I do have them anyways. Back to my rule breaking. I do have the mod to improve her pay for that, like higher pay for those kind of like the acting gigs and stuff, because that was one thing I just felt was pretty unrealistic of The Sims. I think that in most of The Sims things, they're unrealistic as far as their income, but I felt like they fell the other way with acting. Some of their other jobs, I think they make way too much too quickly, but acting is one that once you get to where you're a A-list actor, like making like $15,000 off a movie is like nothing. Like that's unrealistic. So I know you can make up to like 37, 40,000, but still, even that, I know that things in The Sims maybe aren't expensive in real life, but some of them are. I don't know. I still feel like that should have been like 100,000 minimum, you know, like most actresses and actors make like millions once they're like an A-list actor, and we're making 40,000-50,000. So anyways, I am not good with not using cheats. I am definitely a custom content mod person. I have a lot of fun with them. So that's where I have that problem with rules. Well, this is me just trying to figure everything out. Again, I think I end up changing a good portion of this because I could not fit this in the way I wanted it. I kind of wanted a bar that could wrap around, and at one point I really liked what I did, but there would have been no way that the bartender could have actually gotten into it, because again, I was kind of trying to go off of a bar that I had seen, and they had kind of like the whole wall was just, I think they had like 3 different bars where the bartenders were, and just counters all along the wall that kind of went in like this wave type of a shape. we sat in like one that was like kind of in, and I don't know how to explain it. Like there was like a straight bar, and then it kind of curved into this little like area where it was like our own, kind of, was how I felt, and that's where we sat. And then it curved back out to go straight again, and it just went in a hump and then curved back in, and there was another little like seating area that was more for like a group again. It was really kind of cool. I gotta say, whoever designed that club, it was really cool. So that's what I was trying to go for in this, and it wasn't happening. So as you'll be able to see, we just we were not able to do exactly what I wanted to do with that. I think I even moved the bar to the other side for the finished product. Speaking of CC, it was very, very hard for me not to put custom content in this. I don't know if any of you know Aggressive Kitty. She makes custom content, and most of it's all like paid custom content on Patreon. I'm not quite sure how you say that. I think it's Patreon. Oh, well, I'll tell you more about hers in the next video, I guess. So, Aggressive Kitty, I'll make a note of that. All right, so this is my first half, and I'll be back with the second as soon as I can get it finished. Bye.